Okay. Very good evening, all of you. Myself, Dr. Shawn Kumar here. I'm going to discuss the international human resource management. Human resource management. To my guru, Professor Balikrishna sir, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, and I would like to thanks to my co-writers of H.R.M course. And so name Vani Madam and Apurraj sir and Shailaja Madam, Sridevi Madam. So I'd like to thanks to Anand sir for providing this opportunity. Okay. Let me start this session. So what is the mean by IHRM? So the name it indicates the combination of uh, international plus human resource management. International plus human resource management. Nowadays, every country employees an organization that enter into another country. Let's say a few examples related to this. Some XYZ company, they started at India, like Hyderabad, one operation, and they want to expand their products or services. They want to establish another organization like Sri Lanka, like Japan, like Turkey. So apart from that country, they are expanding their services and they are expanding their employees together. So they're transferring their employees all together. So how they can manage all employees at globally. So some other universities they'll call as this another name synonym for this international HRM. They'll call as global human resource management. So here the international HRM it consists of no, it's all about how the organization globally they are maintaining. So in this context, I would like to go ahead with this how they are going to perform their employees, how they are going to recruit their employees, how they are going to perform their employees, how can they train them, and how can they do research, and they can go all other aspects like leadership and motivation, mentoring, and even local hospitality. So each and everything we are going to learn this subject. Now, already I said there is a quotation called think globally, act locally. What do you mean by think globally, act locally? Now, we are in the era of global village. Global village. So each and everything, it is in your fingertips. Today we are using mobile phone and we are going to communicate. Somebody is in Australia, somebody is from Japan, somebody is from USA. So there is no bound. Now, thanks to COVID learned a lot of lessons for human, because each and every individual virtually they are closely connected with their near and dears through different platforms. Similarly, even organization also they are thinking that, so they are thinking globally but they are acting locally. Now, if you go to any kind of IT companies, so there are several country people they are working together. So, and there is one more revolution in Industry 4.0 revolution, we can call it as per Industry 4.0. So each and every organization they are going for optimize their business. What is exactly? We'll call as robotic process automation. We'll call as AI. We call as ML. So these are the technologies. They are replacing the humans with machines. So here, in order to operate, in order to develop that, this kind of people, we need to maintain certain people. So people might be from India or abroad, home country or host country. Now, this context, no, what are the contents are there in GHRM? So we'll look into international human resource management introductory. So international, so consists of 5 blocks. First block is international HRM concepts and scope, global issues and challenges, cross culture theories, and second block is consist of international HRM functional issues and procurement of human resources, development of human resources, retention management, and third block is consist of HR strategies, organization and environment challenges. So in that, seventh unit is HR strategies and organization and environment, knowledge management application in HR activities, changing environment of human resource management, and block 4 is consist of HR practices in selected countries. Like unit 10, it talks about USA and Canada. 11 talks about Asian countries. 12 gives HR practices in Europe. And Black 5 is all about international HRM and contemporary issues. In this unit 13, IT and HRM, role of IT and HRM, and unit 14 is IT and HRM, and unit 15 is international HRM and contemporary issues. So it consists of 5 blocks. Each block is consist of 3 units, and all put together will cover 15 units in this paper. So entire course is consist of 5 blocks. Each block contain 3 units. Totally, we have 15 units in this course of international HRM. So we'll quickly move on to block 1, international HRM. So here, in this already we discussed unit 1 and unit 2, unit 3, international HRM concepts and scope, global HR issues and challenges, and cross-culture theories. So here, international HRM. So now ABC company started operation in Hyderabad only. It's an example related to domestic company. ABC expand their operation at Mumbai. So it is not international, it's just local. So it is not Mumbai belongs to India only, right? So ABC company, they started operations in Hyderabad. ABC's company, they started operation in Mumbai. ABC company expand across various cities in India only. The company is known as domestic organization, domestic company. So what is mean by all international or cross-border or multinational or global? We'll call as ABC company expand business at the rate of Sri Lanka, at the rate of Japan, at China, at USA, at UK. By this, any company we can came to know that any company we can establish, they are going to expand their business into other country. So it's other country. Home country is India. Host country might be Japan, might be a Sri Lanka, might be a China, might be a UK. With this, we'll call as that company is known as MNC. MNC means multinational company. Got it? Fine. Now, in domestic, we are balancing only with within the country people. That means in India, we have laws. For Japan, we have another laws. For Sri Lanka, they'll have another laws. Based on the country laws and companies acts, they are going to provide services, employee benefits to their respective employees. So here domestic, we have balancing only with the country people. Whereas if any company, their operation extended to their other country, we need to understand so many factors. So many. So organization perform at international level need to manage the dissimulation stresses of integration and differentiation. And in order to survive their competition in MNC, need to think their potential international human resource management in the international process. Now, the definition of international human resource management is defined as set of activities concerned with human resource problems of multinational firms in foreign subsidiaries or more broadly with unfolding the HRM issues that are associated with the various stages of international process. So this definition is given by Boxall. So it can consider as the set of activities aimed towards human resource management in the international context. It tackles to meet organizational objectives and attain competitive advantages over the organization industry in international level. So IHRM is a concern with HRM issues that cross national boundaries or conducted in locations other than home country headquarters. Already I discussed to you previously. So home country means the country of origin of the company, home country. Host country might be several countries, like where the operations are belongs. For example, Nokia from Finland. So Nokia home country is like Finland. Our MNC, Indian MNCs like Tata, TCS, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, and Wipro. So these companies, home country is India. Host country means where they are operated. For example, if you see TCS UK operations, Infosys USA operations. So in USA, Infosys is like no host country, and parent country or home countries belongs to India. So this is the very important thing. You should note it down. Okay. So here, conducted locations other than the home country headquarters. IHRM concerned with the relationships between the HRM activities of organization and foreign environment in which organizations operate. And IHRM include comparative HR studies like difference in how Japan, in Thailand, Australia, Switzerland plan to upgrading their employees of skill set and so on. Here, human resource activities and nations of operation and nations of exploitative of employees. So here, nature of international HRM. Here, human resource activities. What are the HR activities? Nations of operations. Which nation it's going to be operate, and the nationality of the employees. It's very important. For example, Indian people, they are working in UK for Japan company. So different companies, people, different no origin people, they are working in different nation and with different nationality. So we need to look into this. So human resource activities. Already I told you human planning, recruitment, selection, and training, development, performance appraisal, and layoff or retrenchment done at international level. It is called human resource activities. Our nation of operation, home country, wherein headquarters of the company is located, and host country, so which is overseas operations or company exist, supply resources such as labor and finance, and nationality. Nationality means parent country national, host country nations, third country nations. So here, nature of internationalization. So we have expatriate, impatriate, repatriate. So there are three terminologies here. What is meant by expatriate? An employee of an MNC living in countries other than his or her citizenship, often temporary for work purpose. Expatriate. Like I have worked in Sri Lanka. I am going to complete that work and come back to my country. So our nation is India. Sri Lanka, I'm moving towards Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, I'm called as expatriate. Again, after completion of work, I'm going to come back. Impatriate. So in an employee of MNC transfer from a foreign subsidiary to corporate headquarters. It's very important. Now, you can see HSBC back. I'm working in HSBC, but so no, the HSBC, they feel that this employee is suited for corporate office. That is, corporate corporations headquarters. So I'm moving towards China. Like Switzerland bank is there. I'm working in Switzerland bank. So people they'll call, hey, your services are very much required at bank headquarters. You come here. So as an Indian, I'm going to Switzerland. So these people are known as impatriate, repatriates. Very, very important thing. So in a person return to the home country or country of his her citizenship after completion of international assessment. So this is how expatriate, impatriate, repatriate. HRM performs more HR exercises such as international relocation and orientation, providing immigration details, information regarding housing, shopping, schooling, facilities, and compensation, which include taxation, treatment, luggage transformation and translation, etc., etc. So, what are the objectives of HRM? To give a local look its geographic presence without a geopadding a global identity, to create awareness on cross-culture sensitivities among the manager globally and recruiting staff across the geographic boundaries, ensure to train and expatriate on the culture and sensitivity of the host country, minimize the culture shock and prevent regional disparities, minimize the liabilities of international human resources, and ensure confidence, sense of belonging, and sense of uh, belongings and among the people. Now there are difference between international HRM and local HRM, that is normal HRM. So it deals with broader perspective, deals with very narrow perspective. Look only the domestic. Broader means they need to look at all other countries, home country, host country. So it can consider the global laws prevailing across the world. It consider the laws of prevailing in the country where a company is having headquarters. More involvement in employees' lives happiness. There are standard of policies. Every employee work in the country. External influences and factor that affects company. There are not much external influence to the world. No, what is meant by external influences? The environment, societal environment. Even our India will have some certain societal environment. So there are we can segregate with North India versus South India. Even southern states will see different culture in Hyderabad, different culture in Bangalore, different culture in Chennai. So we can call that same. Similarly, if you go to one country like if you go to like Thailand, they'll have open culture. If you go to Switzerland, there is culture is different from this. And there is one more country called as UK. If you go to like Atlantica, their culture is different. So they need to balance. They need to train influences. So these functions are there going to affect a lot. Workforce. There is people from different culture and together. Yes. So here in domestic, even workforce, they are same country. Similarly, their culture is somewhat same. If you go to no a person who belongs to rural background and the traditional person, they may visit like Western countries. So in that, they'll have the Western culture rules and regulations are different from here like this. So we need to train that different culture workforce together. Okay, there is a risk factor involving terrorism and crisis. Of course, if you go to Somalia, if you go to some African countries, you can't travel without security, without gun. So some people they'll come to you and they'll shoot and they loot your money. Otherwise, okay, same day we are going to be any XYZ person is going to be no more in the world because of the terrorism and looting thugs are there in the countries, are there in the countries. Okay, then There is extremely complexity involving handling different people from the different countries, of course. So whenever we are handling the different country nation people, okay, we need to handle with care. We need to handle with some rules and regulations. We need to observe we need to understand the country, and we need to observe some kind of things, and we need to give some kind of accommodation, food, shelter. Not only that, they need to provide a very good hospitality. Okay, so minimum risk of involving comparing with international perspective. There are complexity involved in the handling the different from people and different countries. So it's relatively easy to handle the employees as they belonging to same. So attitude of the senior management people differ from involving the totally. Yes. So senior citizens, if you go to some countries, senior people, they won't work. Some people at the age of 90, some countries they are allowed at the age of 90 also people are allowed to work. So we have retirement. Some countries they don't have retirement. So we need to take care of that. The attitude of the management, senior management, and involvement of different culture to do affect the organization culture. So next, HRM also included all so standard techniques. Now there are culture based on cultural environment. So there are much essential. They recruit the people different countries, very varied culture background. In case of their like company mind, the faces, the locations, one country, whereas subsidiaries are essential. So HR manager can balance the cultures. So type of industry, yes, it's whether it's like belongs to a pure service or mix of manufacturing and service, a pure manufacturing. So based on that industry, they're going to recruit the personnel. And domestic industries which are considered complete against each. So alliance of MNCs, home country and domestic countries. So here IHRM practices the extent to which MNC depending on their home country and domestic country. So they focus on domestic country. So senior management, there are certain factors that may cause the lack of development and international orientation among the staff manager factor. So less here. So effect on expatriate and local workforce. So of course, multinational organizations they're confronted with many issues that gives rise to differences, culture, ethical, religion, and political, legal aspects. There are no more such problems. So additional functions. So international HRM has considered the one more functional to those which are not required in the domestic HRM. So domestic HRM performs their major HR functions: procurement people, employment and deployment people. Needs broader perspective. IHRM require broader perspective in administrating HRM program, as they need design and implement such programs for the employees belonging more than single nation. MNCs consist of employee from different nation, locations, different countries. Domestic HRM generally focus on their HR program for employees who belonging to one nation, covered by uniform compensation policy and taxation. Involvement of employees' personal lives. See here, HRM involves a greater extent personal lives because they are travel from one country to another country. They provide quarters, they provide no food, they provide shelter. Okay, so they are taking care of this live things. So whereas domestic, no, need not worry about this because less extent. So the people they're no moving one city to another city also, they need to take care of their lives, that is home, or no, whether they are staying at PG or guest house, whatever they may be. So risk exposure. So profound risk component, yes. In HRM there is a huge risk, there is a less expenditure. Next, broader external influences. So HRM comforted to more external factors. HRM performs the functional recruitment and selection and causes international level. Less broader external influences. And so why international HRM has developed? Operation depending the growth of international human resource management, globalization of business activities, effective HRM as a major determinants of the success in international business, shifting the organization from popular and established hierarchical and structuring to moderate the network organization, significant increase in the role of IHRM implementation and control strategies, organization dynamics and IHRM exports, sales and subsidiaries, licensing, foreign production, subcontracting, network of subsidiaries. Now, there is the organization structure, there is a matrix structure and mixed organization structure. You know that matrix structure. So top to bottom, president, vice president, and project manager, project manager. So mixed means, so there is a CEO, there is a several departments are there. So in that home offices and operations. So this is the partial organization charts. So you know that matrix organization, you people might be studied in previously organization structures. No, hierarchy and translation. So here now you can see one organization is belongs to one they're going to with rapid and uh, this is called hierarchy and transactions. So one country, another country, you can see USA, they connected with another country. So multinational network. So subsidiaries of investment activities influences. MNEs, multinational enterprises, those who loosely joined the political system than strict homogeneous hierarchical control system. HR function development in this structural form of the three types. So centralized HR companies consist of large, and HR department consists of huge resources, responsibilities for numerous variety of functions. Decentralized HR companies are featuring HR relationship reduced to modest group who confine their role to say to senior management at corporate headquarters. Uh, Transitions companies with the medium-sized corporate HR development with the staff of a smaller sized group of corporate HR. But to sum up this unit is follow the light of concept of international human resource management. It makes two efforts to understand difference between domestic and international HRM, and what we studied in the previous slides was different types of employees, working employees, MNCs, one as parent country nation, host country nation, and third country nations. So further also present the development of international human resource management dynamics involved organization, and concluded by focusing on the development of organization due to their expansion to various structures. So this is the how we are covering first unit, and let's quickly move on to second unit. So second unit is global issues and challenges. What are the global issues and challenges? We'll see. So international business involves focusing on the resources that are available globally and aims to organizations on availing the business opportunities across the world and facing the threats in order to produce, buy and sell, exchange global service worldwide. Simple terms, international business means buying and selling through goods and services across the borders. That's it. The concept of international business dates back human resource civilized across the world. The ancient civilization spread over the world had international business and other nation. India has witnessed the international trade with great civilization flourish in Europe, Africa, and also other Asian countries. The availability of Greek, Roman, Egyptian coins in India, profound example of this. Growth of international business. The concept of international business in the modern and broader sense has originated in the 19th century. In its modern sense, it refers to integration of economies and societies. It commenced around 1870 with the Industrial Revolution, European countries as well as USA. The world nation identified necessity of international cooperation in the global trade, which result in the formation of institutions like IMF, World Bank an agreement got. The collective endeavors of World Bank, IMF, WTO, or along with some other nation led to globalization of the business. From 1919 onwards, due to linking economies with MNCs started manufacturing. Now you can see drivers international. What drives? First one is profits. So second is the cost of production. Third one is competition. Fourth one is limited homemaker, home market, political stability, technology and human resources, transportation costs, availability of raw material, liberalization and globalization, market growth and share. So here, so every business they're seeking of profit. So here, if one company is restricted to one country, they are only their country currency. If they are going to expand their business into other country, so they are going to in order with the same country and they are earning another country currency as well. So cost of production, cost of when we are expanding another country, the production cost is going to be decreased. Competition, in order to face the competition, companies they are moving towards abroad and they are started operations. So limited home market. So there is no scope of making money in home country. They are expanding their business. Political, yes, there is no standard of political stability. So there is no standard of political stability. Okay. So then they're moving out towards other country. So they're globally accepted. Technology and human resources. So technology, no, in IT, I can say India is a world #1 IT hub. I can say India is a very, very, very huge development of IT is happening because of due to human resources. Technically trained humans are available in India. Okay. Then transportation cost. Yes, movement of goods to one place to another place. It cost vary from one country to another country. Availability of raw material, of course, it's very important. So any manufacturing company, they want to manufacture semi-finished goods or raw material to finished goods. Availability of raw material is also plays very well. Liberalization. So due to the government policies, they liberalize their rules and regulations to enter the one company to welcoming one company from abroad. Okay, so growth and market share. So these are the drivers. So evaluation of MNCs. So what is evaluation? Stages of evaluation. Domestic stage, that is within one country. Then international stage. So they are extended one country with another country. Multinational stage. Multinational means MNC. And global stage. So there are stages: domestic and international and. So domestic stage. So already we discussed the limited to national boundaries. International stage characters the market capacities into the international era that stage. So so here in this stage the companies they make planned action or open offshoot the foreign country and extend activities of the domestic market into foreign markets. So here in this stage company receive and other countries and marketing their production facilities located in this stage. The company characterized having the global strategies, operate the true global manner and cost of the cost this year. Then mode of entry, yes, direct exporting. How the company business is going to enter: direct exporting, licensing and franchising, joint venture, strategic acquisition, foreign direct investment, wholly owned subsidiaries. So here strategies. So international human resources refers to process of developing practices, program, policies, and helps to achieve organization objectives. HR programs, policies, practices are to be aligned with the organizational strategies. It is very much essential for the organization development. IHRM strategy. IHRM is important to implement strategies at various levels. IHRM has many characterized that expert influences on MNCs to substitute the global market, and MNC depending on the availability of a HRM during the internationalization process. There are two important things components of the strategies MNCs that have licensed HRM strategies. They have inter-unit linkage international HRM operations. So then there are three approaches are there, MNCs. So managing their human resource, ethnocentric approach, polycentric approach, and geocentric. What is mean with ethnocentric? Ethnocentric means it is used to early stage internationalization. So all important decision taking at headquarters. Headquarters. That means the company of origin, headquartered, all operations could be done. So and important decisive position and filled by parent country nations only. So key role is filled by the parent country. For example, Chinese companies, they come to India, and the key role is filled by Chinese people, not Indians. Okay. Next, polycentric. If you take Kia, so they are started established in India, but key roles is for Koreans. Policy in this next stage internationalization process. So design PNCs in abroad operations observed, and recruiting HNS to manage, giving autonomy to develop their own management practices. So they are going to replacing with this HNS, home country nations, parent country nations people, their abroad operation observed, and the recruiting of home country nation, they take over the charge. Geocentric approach, it relates to global and translation strategy. Employee procurement taken purely based on competency of than nationality. So earlier about two, they talks about nationality. One is home country nationality, another is host country nationality. Host country nationality people, no, here in this geocentric, they're bother about whether they are from India or Africa or else Korea, whatever it may be. So they want only quality employment. So purely based on competency. So combine the multinational companies in order to implement their successful HR strategies at market. So barriers are effective. So political and legal framework, cultural barriers and economic factors, and labor management relation factors, and failures in part of the expatriate assessment. HRM in cross-border mergers and acquisition. So eliminate this this expensive capacity, the market, the geographic expansion, and the acquire a new technology, entry into the new market for growth earnings to gain superior market leverage and economic sale. Then process of combination, phase one, pre-combination and combination with the planning signed agreement and post-combination deal. So this is the managing the cross-border merger for acquisition due to diligency and the role of HRM. So preparation, process integration, they are following. So preparation means so what they're going to prepare. And so let me sum up this unit. This unit is focused on the growth of development of our domestic business into international business, with the drivers caused with growth of international business and pursuit of more profit and advanced technology, qualitative human resource besides achieving the economics of scale are major drivers in international Asian business. And it is also mentioned about the various stages of domestic business and come across in other become international business. This process various modes of entry and various IHRM strategies that are adapted the business in this process, and the barriers that occur effective implementation of IHRM also covered, and significance of IHRM cross-border mergers and acquisitions. With this, I'm stopping the second unit. Quickly move on to third unit. Let's quickly move on to third unit. Because due to time constraint, I'm covering this third unit in next class, cross culture theories. Okay, we'll see cross culture theories in next class, because 5:10 its time is almost close to I extended my time almost 10 minutes within the given time. We'll see next class. We are going to cover with third unit. Thank you. Sir, it's my class is over, sir. Over to you, sir. Sir, my class is over. Today's class is over. Over to you, sir.